Hello and welcome back grade 1 students. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. Today we're going to continue with Unit 5, Living Things and Their Young. Lesson 1, How do plants look like their parents? Part 3. I hope you guys are ready. For today we're going to cover the following points. Explore, explain, compare adult plants section, page 226 to 127. Now we have to keep in mind, again, we remember that whenever we say compare, it means we have to observe two objects, okay, to check out how are they the same and how are they different. When we say how are they the same, it means how are they alike, what do they have in common. When we say how are they different, it means how do they look different from each other, what are the things that are not the same between these two objects. Okay? Clear? Let's continue. We open to page 226. Now in the previous video, we studied how to compare the parts between an adult plant or a parent plant and its young, its offspring. For today, we're going to learn how to compare the adult plants of the same kind. Remember, what do we mean by the word compare? It means we have to observe two objects or two things to check how are they the same. It means alike. And how are they different? It means how are they not the same? What are the things that they look different? That looks different between both objects. Okay? Clear? Let's read together. On page 226, compare adult plants. How are adult plants of the same kind alike and different? Remember, when we say alike, it means the same. We take a minute to observe this picture carefully. He's listening up. Or the three pictures on page 226. 226. What is this? What are we observing? What are these three pictures showing us? Excellent! The three pictures are showing us the tulip flower, okay? Now, we have to know that the pictures show us the tulip flowers, but we see things that are different, right? Now, I want you to think, before we start comparing, if I want to describe the tulip flower for a person that have never seen the tulip flower from before, how can I describe it? Take a minute to think. What does it look like? What shape does it have? Correct. It is round at the bottom and pointy at the top. We could see that it has pointy top. What else? It has long stems, excellent, and pointy leaves, right? In the third picture, we could see that it has pointy leaves. So let's check out. Now we're going to learn in this section how to compare the adult plants, okay, of the same kind. How do they look the same and how do they and how are they different, okay? So let's check out and see. In the first picture, these tulips are different heights. When we say different heights, it means some tulips are long, other tulips are shorter, right? Or some tulips are taller than other tulips, right? Why? Let me explain to you something that is very important. The height, okay, and the color and the sizes are traits, okay, or what are traits that we take from our parents. What is a trait? A trait is something that you get from your parents, such as the color of your eyes. So many times the people would tell you, wow, you have the same color as the color of eyes as your mom or as your dad. You have the same color of hair as your dad. So these are traits, things that we get from our parents, okay? Our parents give us these things, okay? They give us the color of their eyes or the color of their hair or the color of their skin, okay? Clear so far? So as we get things from our parents, such as the color of our eyes, the color of our hair, the color of our skin, the same thing happens to the plants. They get their colors from their parents, okay? And as well, we take our heights from our parents. So if we are tall, they might tell us you're tall like your dad. Or if we are short, they might tell us you're short like your mom. So we get our heights from our parents. It's also another trait that we get from our parents. And same thing happens with the plants. Okay, so they get their heights from their parents. So that's why we could see that some tulips are taller than other tulips. Okay, why? Because some tulips got their long stems, which gave them a taller height or longer height, okay, from their parents. Their parents were taller, they had a long stem. Other tulips are short, okay. Why? Because they have a shorter stem. They got the shorter stem from their parents. Clear? So far so good? Okay, let's read together. These tulips are different heights. So we could observe that they have different heights. Some are taller, others are shorter. And you said that they get the different heights from their parents. But they are all tulips. How do we know? Because they have the same shape of flower, they have the same shape of stem, and the same shape of leaves, but different heights. Okay? Clear so far? Let's check. What about the second picture? The flowers of these tulips are different colors. And if we take a minute carefully, we could check that they are all tulips, but they have different colors. Why? Because they get the different colors from their parents. So this tulip, for example, this tulip got its color from its parent, that was red. This tulip got its color from its parent, that was yellow. That's why it is a yellow tulip. Clear? So far so good? So the flowers of these tulips are of different colors. Okay? Let's check what about the third picture. We could see the leaves. They are pointy, right? Let's check out. The leaves on these tulips have the same shape, but the leaves are not the same size. So they have the same shape, okay, but they are not the same size. Again, let's reread. These leaves have, or the leaves on these tulips have the same shape, but the leaves are not the same size. Why? Because all the tulips, as we said, they share the same parts, okay, which are the flower, the shape of the flower, the shape of the stem, the shape of the leaves, but they have different colors, different sizes, different heights, okay? Why? Because these different traits, they get them from their parents. Clear? So if the parent has a small leaf, then this tulip would have, the adult tulip will have the small leaf like its parent. Clear? So far, so good? I'm gonna reread the whole page and then we're gonna recover the points, okay? Compare compare adult plants. How are adult plants of the same kind alike and different? These tulips are different heights. We could see that they are different heights, okay? But they are all tulips. Why? Because they have the same parts, the same shape of the flower, the same shape of the stem, the same shape of the leaves. Clear, but different heights. Some are taller, others are shorter. In the second picture, the flowers of these tulips are different colors. They are all tulips, but they have different colors because they got the different colors from their parents. This is another trait that we get or they get from their parents. Clear? The third picture, the leaves on these tulips have the same shape, but the leaves are not the same size. So they all have leaves, but they have different sizes of the leaves because what? They get the size of the leaves from their parents. Clear? They are all adult plants, but they have different sizes because their parent plants have different sizes of the leaves. Clear? So far so good? So let's go over a quick recap. Are you ready? When I want to compare the adult parent plants, okay? What do we mean? How are the adult plants of the same kind alike? And how are they different? How are they alike? How are they alike? It means how are they the same? The adult plants, and we saw it in the tulips, will have the same shape of flowers, stems, and leaves, right? But how are they different? The adult plants will have different colors of the flower, different heights, different sizes of the stem, leaves, and flower. Why? Because they get these traits from their what? From their parents. Excellent. We remember that traits. It means things that we get from their parents. So they all look the what? Same. In what sense? In what sense? It means that they share the same parts. All of them have the same shape of flower, same shape of stem, same shape of leaves. But how are they different? They have different colors of the flower. They have different heights. Some are taller, others are shorter. They have different size of stems, leaves, and flower. Why? Because these are things that they get from their parents. Okay? And each parent tulip has a different size of stem, different size of leaves, and different flower. That's why the adult plants have different colors of the flower, different heights, different size of the stem, different leaves, different size of the leaves and size of the flower. Clear? So far so good? So a quick recap, they all have the same parts, which means the same shape of the flower, same stem, same leaves, but they have different colors, they have different heights, they have different heights, and they have different leaves, different not leaves, different size of the leaves and of the flower. Clear? Let's move on. Exercise time. Are you guys ready? Let's wear our thinking cap on. On page 227, this flower is a lily. Circle the picture that also shows a lily. So if this is a lily, which one of these three is also a lily? Observe carefully. To know, we have to observe carefully the pictures to check which one has the same shape as this flower. Okay, so it might be different size, but the same shape. Excellent, it is the first one. Why? Because it has the same shape as the lily. Correct. And we said that the adult plants have the same shape of the flower, but they might have different sizes. Clear? So we said that they have the same shape of the flower, of the stems, of the leaves, so they have the same shape of the parts of the plant, but different sizes, and they might have different colors and different heights. Clear? Because the heights, color, and the sizes are things they get from their parents, traits that they get from their parents. Like what we guys do, what we get from our parents, the color of our eyes, color of our hair, color of our skin. That's all. Thank you.